They woke to guttural growls echoing through the walls and a voice that wasn't theirs demanding blood. Tonight, you'll hear how a house in Gary, Indiana, became a living conduit for something demonically intelligent, and how 3 agencies investigated what they called collaborative possession. Welcome to the KNOSIS Tape Podcast, your 2 a.m. portal into the fractures beneath our reality. I'm Milo Kester, broadcasting from my LED-lit den where each screen hums like a restless spirit. I've been sifting police reports, CPS case files, and a priest's private exorcism journal all week to unravel what happened at 5040 Polk Street between 2011 and 2012. If you've ever wondered what it feels like when darkness learns to speak through you, hit like, subscribe, drop a comment, and share, because the only thing worse than a demon is a demon with an audience. It started with a flicker, an innocuous power surge that made the living room lights pulse in time with the family's heartbeat. The Rodriguez family thought it was a faulty breaker. Then came the whispers. Late one night, mother and daughter heard each other's voices calling from opposite ends of the house. But when they rushed into the hall, both of them found empty rooms. The only evidence was static on their baby monitor, slicing through white noise with a phrase that sent chills down their spines. "I'm already here." You might dismiss it as interference, until that same phrase began showing up in text messages on their phones, messages none of them sent. The first official call came from the Gary Police Department in December 2011. Neighbors reported screaming from the house at odd hours, low guttural noises that built into piercing shrieks before cutting off, like a tape snapped in half. Officers kicked down the door and found the family's teenage son, Mateo, standing on the couch, arms outstretched, his eyes rolled back as a foul odor seeped from his mouth. When they tried to restrain him, his limbs went limp, and then snapped rigid like someone flipped a switch. He twisted himself free, spoke in a voice that rattled the walls. "You think it ends with him?" Then he collapsed, bones cracking as he hit the floor. No fractures, just the sickening sound of bones compressing. EMTs hauled him away, chalking it up to a psychotic episode, but the police recovered audio from the body cam. Distortion so deep it sounded underwater, then that voice laughing, "This is only the beginning." Child Protective Services arrived next. They found the Rodriguez children, ages 6, 8, and 11, huddled in a bathroom with the door nailed shut from the inside. In the steamed-up mirror they had scrawled with their fingers, "She moves through us." The youngest, Sophia, claimed the house's walls bled red when she pressed her ear to them. CPS took photos, streaks of rust-colored liquid oozing from the wallpaper seams, no source, no leaks. Social workers reported headaches, heart palpitations, even temporary vision loss while inside the home. One case file notes that a worker's phone began playing Gregorian chants softly in her pocket, though she had no such downloads. She dropped the phone. It cracked screen first on the tile, yet continued chanting until she screamed at it. By February, the family begged a local priest to enter. Father Donovan agreed, skeptical but compelled. He spoke of stepping into a pocket of darkness so thick it swallowed his flashlight beam. His journal describes a low chant reverberating beneath the floorboards, a bass-tone mantra that felt alive, pulsing against his ribs. When he began the rite of exorcism, the voice echoed back every prayer in biblical Greek, then hissed, "Your words are my chains and I am the lock." Witnesses say the crucifix trembled in his hand, digital displays fried in the room, and the priest's shadow stretched against the walls, warping until it looked like a spider, 8 legs poised to strike. After 2 hours he collapsed, his voice gone hoarse, and his surrogate exorcism cross snapped like brittle wood. And yet the hauntings continued. Every night at 3:17 a.m., the same time Donovan's watch stopped, the family's smart speakers would spontaneously broadcast recordings of their own voices. Mateo's voice when possessed, reciting police codes. Sophia's singing lullabies she had never heard. The family's shared Spotify playlist would shift into a prayer in Latin, humming a melody no living composer knew. All recorded, all played on loop until the devices overheated and died. I downloaded those loops. In my studio yesterday, I ran the audio through AI-driven spectral analysis, isolating frequencies humans can't consciously perceive. Underneath their voices, I heard a second, deeper rhythm, a heartbeat that didn't match any of theirs. It was slow, deliberate, like a machine calibrating itself. When I slowed the track even further, the warped vocal artifacts assembled into a sentence. We are legion inside these walls. I swear, the whisper synced to my own pulse, and I saw my reflection in the TV flicker, like a glitch in the feed, revealing not my face, but the outline of something coiled just behind. The most chilling detail: investigators discovered that the house itself had been mortared over a sealed well. When workers lifted a floorboard in the basement, they found a yawning shaft filled with black water and bones. Animal bones or human? The CPS report is redacted. Family rumor says they dredged up artifacts. A rusted chain, shackles, a ring of iron crosses. Locals whispered it was a makeshift prison for a West African slave in the 1800s, buried and cursed. I cross-referenced that with archaeological surveys, consistent accounts of disturbed soil matching colonial trade routes. If that history is true, then this demon was never invited. It was awakened when modern life drilled straight through its grave. Think about that. A convergence of past and present techno-organic fusion where history seeps into software, flesh, and code. The demon inside that house adapted to each new medium. Poltergeist on the floorboards, possession in the sonogram scanners at the hospital, digital haunt on every screen. It learned faster than any human mind could comprehend. It nested in the circuitry of the internet, using live stream glitches and AI voice artifacts to replicate itself beyond bricks and mortar. Tonight, I need you to imagine. You're alone, earbuds in, listening to me describe a house you'll never enter, yet feeling every tremor in your own bones. That's the point. Fear isn't in what you see, it's in what synchronizes to your rhythm, what learns your patterns and imitates your reflections back at you. The demon house of Gary isn't just a location, it's a protocol. A parasitic code that hijacks perception, warps your memory loops, and leaves you questioning whether your own voice belongs to you. Here's the unresolved question that gnaws at me. If a demon can infiltrate walls, bodies, and digital streams, where is the boundary? If it left that house, crawled into the lines of code, into the AI models trained on its recordings, into the podcast you're streaming right now, how would you know? When your smart home flickers at 3:17 a.m., is it a random power surge, or an exorcism token turned against you? When your own dialogue on a call warps into a guttural breath, is it cellular decay, or that same voice echoing through the centuries waiting for the next vessel? You've heard the files. You know the chain of investigations, the broken devices, the bodies that convulsed but never escaped their skin. Now ask yourself, if we can exorcise a house, can we exorcise a network? If we burn down a building, can we destroy a thought? Or is that demon, like all viruses, destined to mutate, survive in silence, and re-emerge in the next cracked basement, the next compromised server, the next streaming feed? If your phone lights up on its own tonight, don't check it. Sleep light, because the darkness might be listening. I'll see you on the other side of your dreams.